So, like I was saying, Craig is a business owner. He owns Untitled Barbershop in Stirling. 33 years old. He's a father as well. And yeah, we're going to go into his client testimonial, which he done in the shop, just to add a bit of add a bit of reference to it. That's what we're going to do.
Hello, my name is Craig Neill. I am from Scotland, Glasgow. I'm 33 and I am the owner of Untitled Barbershop where we are just now. So I got in contact with James. 7 things I was struggling with. So a lot was going on in my mind. Low point, but everything, juggling family life, being a new dad, juggling the business, not putting as much effort as I wanted to into the business. I contacted James because I felt like I needed a wee bit of help.
Okay, backstory. So, like he was saying there, he's juggling a few things and he felt like he wasn't juggling them all that well. All right. So, business, family life, being a husband, being a new dad. A lot of pressure can build up from that. And I think in Craig's situation, he was getting completely burnt out. His nervous system was burnt out. That's why he was lacking creativity in regards to the vision for the future that he was hoping to have for the business. He didn't have that. So when he first came to me, he wanted to, like I said before, throw in the towel. He wanted to give up on what he was doing. He's seeing no hope. But obviously, like I said, I felt like there was something there. And I knew there was something there. And I knew there was something inside of him that if we tapped into, we just unleash a reservoir of potential. And that's what we were able to do. But let's keep going.
Just somebody to speak about business and also about personal stuff as well. James was outstanding. He helped me a lot from that. So yeah, situation before we started the mentorship was too much going on for me. I was juggling far too much stuff. The shop is very busy, but the potential to be even busier. And I feel that I wasn't being able to put my full effort in.
Craig mentioned this as well. Coming into the summertime, his shop was busy and it was having a good period, basically. And he also did mention over the course of our time together that since we introduced a certain strategy, which he'll mention in a moment, his barbershop has been the busiest for the time of year that it's ever been. And it comes down to a strategy we implemented together as we spoke through WhatsApp, on one-to-one messages, on the weekly calls that we had. He was able to book in a call anytime as well, which just gives him the flexibility and freedom to get things off his chest, get things off his mind, and speak them out loud. I feel like a lot of business owners and professionals don't have someone they can confide in, they can have confidence in to speak about what's actually going on, and to have, a person to give them an objective view of what's happening in their own life. We have a lot of, close friends or family members or acquaintances in work, but sometimes in life you just need someone with a fresh pair of eyes to give you a different perspective to get a better outcome. Anyway, we'll continue.
To it because I was struggling. I was at a low point. I was struggling, juggling, being a new dad and being a business owner and being a husband as well. So I would say the best barbershop in Stirling. And we are the best. And we know that. Struggling with was the standards were dropping a wee bit because I wasn't being able to.
Now, this bit I absolutely love. So he said twice there, and he said in the unedited part more than twice as well, that he has the best barbershop in Stirling, which is the area of where Craig's shop is, right? What I love about that is, first off, he said it, and he repeatedly said it, and he's reiterating the point that he has the best barbershop in Stirling. Now, to back it up, he is an unbelievable barber. He runs an unbelievable shop, and he's got an unbelievable service with his other 3 members of staff as well. Point being, he knows he's very good, but he couldn't say to me before that he had the best barbershop in the Stirling. It's an area where it has multiple barbershops, but I had to reset a belief. Not that he had a limited belief, because he did believe that he was very good, but he didn't believe he may be the best. Now things have changed. We've implemented a new belief that we say repeatedly over and over and over again till it's ingrained in his subconscious mind that he is living through the reality, through the lens that he is, or he has, should I say, the best barbershop in Stirling. And he is the best barber in Stirling as well. What I know, what I see of his work. So that's just something to become aware of. What are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself that you are the best? But do you have the proof to back it up? That's very important as well. You've got to have reference points in regards to what you're saying in life. And Craig is obviously living true to that. He is, or has, should I say, the best barbershop in Stirling.
But full 100% into it. Which then made me question myself. It made me question if I wanted to continue doing this. James just kept saying to myself that this had the potential to be even busier and be amazing. And And I knew it could be. I just needed structure. I needed something in place. And I needed to just talk about it and get also my feelings out there, because I felt like once I got my feelings out, everything felt so.
Like I mentioned before, people need to start speaking more. The most important thing in life is to get feedback on your situation. And as a coach and a mentor in this situation, I was able to help Craig out by simply discussing what was going on in his life, even in business, but also outside of business. Can we get a clear picture of the direction we want to go in? We created a vision for the future of Craig's business, which being the Untitled Barber Club. And from there, he was able to tap into an essence of vitality in his mind, knowing full well that he is going forward and the plans for the future were lighting him up. He was excited going to work. I could notice, and I have noticed, a massive change in his energy in regards to how he carries himself, how he speaks. This is the power of the voice note, right? I absolutely love voice notes. I voice note on a daily basis to my clients, right? What I love about the voice notes, though, in particular, there's a certain frequency that your voice carries. And it gives off what emotion, how you're feeling, your tonality, what you use, how you say things. It's not necessarily what you say, but how you say it. And I have noticed a massive difference in how Craig speaks about himself, speaks about his business, speaks about just general topics in life. He is way more uplifted now. He has that, like I mentioned, that essence of vitality in his mind where he's mission focused, he's driven forward by a goal, and he's got that vision for the future, which is very important because when we don't have a vision, especially as a man in life, and business owners and professionals and entrepreneurs, when we don't have a vision, we can't strive forward. We've got to use our imagination, our higher faculties in our mind to paint a divine picture of the future that we're striving towards, that we're going towards, you know? And then we break it down into small actionable steps, which are considered to be goals. And then we just every day show up, taking action towards that. And that's what brings you that sense of fulfillment and self-satisfaction, knowing you're striving towards something. But Craig was able to do this by basically just, coming to the mentorship. Of course. We'll continue.
Much better, and we could then roll with it. So I knew James could help me with what I needed. I also knew James was good to speak to. James is very good that he can tell me problems and he'll talk about it. And it's not like he's going to fix it, but he knows how to fix it without telling you what to do. Gets you to speak, and we've done a lot of voice notes, and he asked me loads of questions.
This is a good point to make as well. Sometimes, and especially not even sometimes in life, people don't necessarily want to be told what to do. But if you can set it up in a way by asking questions so they figure it out for themselves, they're going to learn way better than you directly going in and, in a manner that may come across as offensive, especially to someone that's in a position that is, that's doing well in life, business owner. They don't want to be told what to do, but you can set it up in a way where you ask certain questions to help them unlock the insights that you are trying to provide for them and that they will eventually see as well. And that's what I do with Craig. I'm never telling him what to do, but I ask him certain questions and it opens up his mind. It gets him to think as well. Very, very important.
Questions that made me speak out a lot of stuff that I hadn't spoke about before. And that helped me because I was figuring these things out myself with Jesus' help, obviously, but came up with a game plan, which I needed. I needed structure in place and I needed a game plan. And the game plan was...
Sounded like he called me Jesus there, but he did say James. It's a strong Scottish accent, that's what it is. But like he's going to mention here, we came up with a plan. How can you progress forward in life if you've got no plan? What is your plan? Do you have a plan? Do you've got, so important. We'll get into it though.
Was that I needed to delegate more things. I have three amazing guys that I work with, so it was delegating that to these three guys. By doing this, the business then ran smoother because we were then as...
So inside of Craig's shop, he's obviously the business owner, he's the founder, he's the man that runs the business. What we helped Craig to do to lower his stress levels was simply to delegate. It wasn't something out of the ordinary. It was very straightforward, but because he was so stressed, he couldn't see the most obvious things to do in his business. By coming to me and by speaking out loud and getting feedback on the situation, we just broke it down and we just took action on it. And of course, his emotional state and his hormonal state improved because of this. Because when we're in a state of stress, we're in that fight and flight response of the nervous system. They call it the sympathetic nervous system, right? And that is where you're stressed out. You're in a state of fear, panic, worry. How can you be creative? How can you show up with intention in your business if you're constantly in this state? So what we helped him to do through, speaking out loud, asking him questions, him doing voice notes, journaling prompts, also doing some breath work as well. What he was able to do is switch from that sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight, into being at ease, feeling peaceful, and being in that state of rest and digest. That's where your nervous system wants to be when it's creative. You cannot become creative when you're in a state of fear. You cannot lead when you're constantly in a state of fear. But he was able to alchemize what he had happened to him before into something great, where he's leading his business, and he, like he said here, I'm pretty sure he did say it, or maybe he's just about to say it, he's now the director. We gave him a new role, and he lived into that role as well, which is a beautiful thing.
With speaking to James, we then started posting more social media, and we're bringing more customers in. The last 12 weeks has been just up, and that's been amazing. It's made me fall in love with barbering again, and that's what I wanted.
So, just to mention, social media strategy was very straightforward as well. Nothing over complicated or nothing complicated about it at all, to be honest. We just set a standard. It was to post 5 stories a day with 2 reels or anywhere in between that. And Craig has shown up consistently doing that. And because of that, he's simply got more bookings, because there's been a more awareness of his brand, more awareness of his barbershop. And, more people are going to book in when they know about you. So it's very important to mention that. Like, it was simple strategy. It's worked extremely well. And since then, he has had a photographer, a videographer in the shop as of last week, where he's going to produce even better content now. And that was all part of the plan. Like, just breaking it down very simply. And, his business is thriving and he's excelling.
Love cutting hair. I love speaking to new people. I love having that connection with clients. I love that all. And James allowed me to get that back. I have that fire in the belly, and I would highly recommend working with James, because what James is very good at is he will tell you what to do. He will help you find.
So just to mention there, he rekindled his passion and love for what he does, which is barbering, which is cutting hair and connecting with his clients. And like I mentioned before, when you're in an emotional state of fear, you're in the survival paradigm. You cannot be creative. You're going to find it very hard to connect with people because you're constantly in a state of fear. You're anxious something might go wrong. You're worrisome. That is not a place that we can operate from. And no place can a professional or an entrepreneur or a business owner operate from if they're trying to lead their business forward. And like Craig has mentioned there, he's been able to flip the script inside 3 months, 12 weeks. And this last bit, just so you know, I didn't pay him to say it, but he said it anyway.
What do you need to do? And he helps you with the structure. He helps you with everything.
And that's it. That's the essence of it. But Craig has been the first client through my new mentorship, and I'm so proud to see his success and what he's going on to do at the moment. And he'll continue on as well. And, it can happen for anyone. That's what I believe. I believe that it can happen for anyone that has the right guidance and that, is looking for a change. If you are looking for a change, if you're a business owner, a professional, an entrepreneur that is feeling burnt out right now, that is lacking that creativity, lacking that direction, and you feel like something is just off, you're constantly stressed, you're not being in a state of, love or passion for your job, reach out to me. I'll be happy to help. I'm happy to have a call with you, see if it works for you. If it works for me, I'll bring you on board. And I'm guessing, not even guessing, I assure you, should I say, that you will have the exact same success that Craig is experiencing right now. And like I said, his business is thriving. He's more present at home with his partner, with his son. He's now juggling all them things that he was struggling with at the beginning, much better, 10 times better. So yeah, that is the possibilities inside of the mentorship program. If you're looking to get in contact, do drop me the word DM in my DMs and I'll be in contact with you. Wishing you all the best. Have a good day. Take care. Boom.